Yeah, this is Adam Glenn doing my demonstrative speech on the game of chess. Really a beautiful game. It's been known by many things. One popular nickname is the game of kings. We know that it came from really essentially ancient Arabia, probably about the 4th century. It made its way over to Persia with the Muslim invasions and made its way over to Europe and was played. It's been played ever since, really. It's been played by kings and by commoners alike. The game of chess is kind of known to be an intellectual's game, and it is. It certainly is. But I mean, really, if it's difficult, it's only because it's so simple. There's nothing awe-inspiring about the technicality of the game of chess. There's nothing too complicated. So we're going to just go through the pieces real quick and just learn how they simply move. And this really comprises most of the rules of chess. Is just the individual pieces. And like I said, it's so simple it's hard. Everybody should play chess. I mean, you'll be a better version of yourself for it. You'll think more nimbly, and I'd probably play anywhere from 10 to 50 games a day on my phone on chess.com. You get a free profile. It's a free app, of course. It's really a beautiful game. But here we have the pawns. On the very first move, they can go 2 spaces, but other than that, they go 1 space, or they can go 1 if you'd like. They can only attack diagonally, so I can attack diagonally. As you see, I can't attack directly in front of me. These 2 pieces will be locked together until 1 can move. These are the pawns. And we have our power pieces in back here. We have our rooks. Rooks move horizontally, side to side, up and down. They can't go over pieces, but they can take pieces. I could take that. This rook could take mine, of course, in that instance. Those are our rooks. Here we have our knights. If there's a complicated piece, this is probably it. It's not complicated at all, of course. It makes it an L movement. So 3 spaces, 2 up, 1 over, or 1 up and 2 over. And I can jump pieces. I could jump this piece and take this piece, you see. It's the only piece that can do that in the entire chessboard. This is my bishop. I just moved diagonally. Both sides, black and white, have a bishop. Have 2 bishops. One is a black bishop, one is a white bishop. My white bishop will be on white squares the entire game. And likewise with my black. You can move diagonally. You can take pieces diagonally. That's how it moves. My most powerful piece, my queen, right here. She cannot jump, but she can go horizontally or diagonally. As many spaces as you'd like. This is my power piece. This is the queen protecting the king. The king will get to him here in a second. You have the power pieces on this side as well. So the premise of the game, the goal of the game, is to checkmate the opposing king. A real simple fool's mate here. You see people brag about putting other people into check in 3 moves. That kind of thing. It's typically referring to a fool's mate, but it's a good example for how a checkmate works. Now, if this white team doesn't spot that for some reason, queen will go right there, and you see that the king is in mortal danger. The next move, the queen can take the king, and the queen cannot take the king cannot take the queen because the bishop is covering her. Got some fire support here, so the game will be over at this case. At this point, the game will be over. The checkmate has been achieved by the black pieces. So the king can move and take pieces any direction, 1 space, not 2. But typically the entire game, the king is just running. Maybe you get to the very end of the game and the king's going to take a couple pawns. Real quick chess strategy. Most people say that the best thing you can do in chess is just control the center. So you can fianchetto the bishops, just a fancy name. I don't know, probably Italian, maybe even French. Just guard the center with his bishop and targeting this rook you see. Moving the knights out. Just these 4 squares, just controlling these 4 squares. If you think nothing else than that, you're probably doing all right. I mean, there's ways to, maybe we're later in the game, and for some reason I had the queen pinned, alright, the knight pinned to the queen. If the black piece moved the knight, I'd be taking the queen, which wants to avoid at all costs. So in this instance, this black knight is pinned to the black queen. He'll have to find a way to get out of that. And if this knight didn't want to move, or they wanted to maybe reinforce the knight, I might do something like move this pawn up. And the pawns are pawns. I mean, it's a common term. They're meant to be sacrificed. I would sacrifice this pawn, kill this knight. The pawn may or may not ultimately die, of course. But he would do his duty. He would serve his function. So here we have the game of chess. I think everybody should play chess. There's certainly a gravity to it. You'll be a better version of yourself for playing the game of chess. It is so simple. If you really want to learn how to play, I mean, literally just play 1 or 2 games and you'll get the hang of it. Yes, people play thousands and thousands of games. I've probably played about 20,000 plus games myself. Like I said, I play almost every night before I go to bed. I play most days when I wake up. I have chess.com. My username is CaptainPlanet333 if anybody wants to get on there with me. But it's really just such a tremendous game, and your life will be better for it. Business acumen, social skills, whatever, what have you. Just training your mind to think in these dimensions, in these multiple dimensions of the chessboard, will cause you to have a better life. And many people will agree to that. Many successful men, billionaires or business industry leaders, these kind of men, they do play chess among other things. So I do suggest that everybody take up a chessboard or pick up their iPhone and download chess.com. But thank you.